So if you can understand a treasure map, you can understand exactly how to achieve your dreams. And this is what I mean by this. And this is really important because if you have a vision, you have a result that you desire, and you know what that is, this is your secret. This is your ticket. This is going to show you. And I will walk you through exactly what that means. And I'll share with you like how I think about it, and I'm nobody special, but I want you to know like a little bit about the results that I've created thinking this way so that you can apply it to yourself so you don't have to depend on anybody outside of you. It might be helpful to have outside sources and outside coaches and people that like support you with your blind spots and helping you navigate, right? Because like usually in any of the movies, there's a navigator, there's definitely a map, right, to the treasure, and there's also a navigator, a guide, somebody who's there along the way, maybe who's gone before them in that jungle or whatever it is. And so today I'm going to be that guide for you if you allow me. So thanks for being here because this could be a game changer for you. So if you have a dream or a vision or something that you desire, and that could relate to literally whatever you deem success is. And like, that's up to you. So if that's money or launching a business or tapping into your purpose and leaving your job to start the company you've dreamed of for years, or it might look like creating a 10 out of 10 relationship with your spouse and rekindling that fire and that passion because you guys have become roommates. And I know because I've kind of navigated that before. And now it's grandpa kisses that you receive or grandma kisses that you receive and no more movie star kisses. So if it's anything that you want, this is how you should think about it. At least I'd invite you to test it and see if it's supportive and helpful to get you to where you want to go. And I have a feeling it should open up some ideas and thoughts for you to be able to move in that direction. And so I want you to know that this is really going to be for you if you are analytical, you're doubtful of yourself, you've started a lot of things and you've stopped a lot of things, you have a little bit of fear in you, you're uncertain about the future, you're like a little bit hesitant about making the leap. Really, it's for anybody, honestly, who is not experiencing like a 10 out of 10 life and really going for the things that they want. Like this is going to help you because look, if you know what you want, clearly you already know what that means. That's the X. That's the X on the map, right? And then it's about identifying where you are. So in this map, we've got the ship. So here's how I'd invite you to look at this is to take inventory, right? Because just think about it from the standpoint of any movie that you've seen, the Goonies. I'm just going to run with the Goonies, whatever, Indiana Jones, National Treasure, like whatever it is. But you are that person, the main character in that role. So let's get clear on that. And you're going for your X, your treasure, whatever that is. It could be like a concept of freedom with like passive cash flow properties. It could be starting a business and making $1 million. It could literally just be getting, promoted at work and being totally okay with, six figures, 150,000 a year. But it also might include like making the decision on the relationship that you're in or committing to something new that you haven't done. It might look like doing a half Ironman like me. It might look like starting a brand, starting a company. And just to go back to some of my results, just again to share with you just a little bit, nothing special about me or even results that I think are great, but to help you see if like, because if you're beyond these results, then maybe you go find somebody else who's further than I am and further than you are that can help you. But if you haven't achieved these results, maybe there's something worth looking at that I'm talking about, which is, look, I've built a brand to six figures and some things that I can't talk about it, but some opportunities that came as a result of that, and with NDAs that I can't talk about is what I mean by this. Helped scale a company, my friend's social media marketing agency, to six figures. She was doing like less than 50,000, and we basically doubled the company in sales and built some team around that and beyond six figures within just literally like 2.5, 3 months. Ran an internship program, coached in leadership and performance programs, literally had thousands of people I've helped achieve their dreams and their results. So I'm pulling from personal experience. This isn't like theory. This isn't like the business teacher at the community college who's never run the business. This is me pulling from like actual real world experience. And so I've also sold $1.5 million in high ticket coaching, and I've helped literally hundreds, if not thousands of people with their business goals and strategies. So you're here because there's something that you want to achieve. Again, your X. Hey, you guys, wake up. Let's get to work. It's time to stop putting it off because there will always be a reason to feel uncertain, not ready, doubtful, like no guarantee. Yeah, that's life. Like I don't know what else to tell you. Like if you haven't connected with that, then that I'd invite you to connect with that first. Like where in life really is there a guarantee? Are you guaranteed that you're gonna wake up tomorrow? Are you guaranteed that when you leave your car in your car today that you're gonna make it to your destination? No, there's a high likely possibility that you will, but like everything comes with there is a little bit of risk involved. And the bigger the rewards, the bigger the risk. And so if you can like be okay with that and learn to trust yourself, and then what I'm going to share with you here to help you dial in, like if you are ready, if you should make that jump, if you should get on that ship and go navigate the seas, the open waters, to go find what it is that you're looking for, your treasure on the X marks the spot, then guess what? You're going to be prepared. So if you're doubtful, you're uncertain, you're analytical, like any of those things, okay, great, cool. That's just your experience of who you are and the stories you've told yourself, and you have evidence to prove you're right about that. But like there's nothing that says you can't change that. And so whatever your past is, whatever you've started and stopped, whatever, like, okay, cool. Guess what? You've learned something from that. There is some sort of gold. And The Alchemist is a great story by Paulo Coelho about this kind of concept too. And so if you've never read that book, I'd highly recommend it. But this is more important right now. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to take an inventory of where you are. Now I want you to think, if you were the actor in the Goonies and you had to go navigate to the treasure, what are the characteristics, what are the things you need to be able to achieve arriving at the X? Now let me help you with this. There's going to be two categories that I would tap into, like the external, the physical things. So that might be like the resources, right? You might need a little bit of money to start a business. You might need a product to start a business. You might need running shoes to go start running. You really don't. You should just start running. But hopefully you're following me, right? There's these physical things outside that are going to support you. And don't get caught up. I brought up running shoes, but don't get caught up in like, I have to have all the gear that the professional runners have. No, you don't. You need to just get started and go outside and fucking run. And so do not fall into that trap. Like, I really want to be clear on this. Do not fall in that trap, because it will keep you stuck for really the rest of your life, because you'll always feel like you're not prepared, you don't have the right things or whatever. But there are some things that like legitimately are needed, right? But again, people make this harder. They think I've got to have $100,000 saved up in business. No, go fucking make some sales. Like, start with what you have and just get started, because you're like, there will always be, because what's the difference between 100 and 200,000? Like, if you need $100,000, you actually probably need 200,000. And this is what you're going to find if you're starting a business is, guess what? You're fucking way off, and you have so many more skills that you need to build. I've seen it time and time again, and I know this from my experience. I was so giddy about starting the brand and like, oh yeah, we're going to fucking do $1 million the first year. No, we did less than $100,000. We probably did like $50,000 the first year. Got our asses handed to us because I didn't know what I didn't know. And this is, of course, the power of having somebody who's gone on the path that can help you, guide you to the thing that you want, because they're going to show you the things, the typical things that trip people up, that catch people and have them stop, have them doubt themselves, have them quit, have them feel like, oh, I'm off track. No, that's part of the fucking journey. You need to become who you need to become to create the result. It's about the person that's doing the thing, the person that's doing the doing. And so category 1, resources, outside things. Category 2, the most important part for probably a lot of you that are here. If you haven't started a business, you haven't created success in the areas of your life that you want, it's because of this. It's because you're missing something here. So think about it. If you're the main character, you're Sean Astin in the Goonies, you need to be a little bit courageous. Now, how do you determine that? I don't know. Are you like afraid to take action on something? Like, can you go talk to somebody outside of like your normal day to day? Do you get stumped and overthink things? And like, you got to be the judge of this. There is no like, you need to be a 10 out of 10 courageous, but obviously you can't be a hermit inside your house and not talk to people and expect to sell things in your business. I'm talking to myself from years ago, by the way. Like, can you pick up the phone and call somebody? Like, there's so many different ways that you can measure this, but do you have courage? Then it's, do you have confidence? Like, do you believe in yourself? Because if you don't believe that it's possible, are you going to ever take the action? And the answer is going to be, nope, you are not. Let's be honest. You will never do the things that you don't think are possible for you. You'll never achieve something greater than you think you can actually achieve. So if you don't think it's possible, why in the world would anybody, it's totally normal to not do that thing, because it's not possible. If you thought that you could not go run a mile, why in the world would you start going outside and running if you didn't have an innate desire to run a mile? You're just not going to do it. You're not going to put in the effort or the time. And so if you have confidence challenges, the only thing to break through that is by starting to do the thing and like build your confidence. Now you can sidestep. This is going to take you longer. This is the direction I kind of have gone to be able to do that. Is I lacked confidence and courage in myself, and I was a starter who stopped all the time, and I was shitty with keeping my word to myself and others. I would break my word so much, and it's sneaky because we can tell ourselves um, great stories on why we're not going to do the things that we say we're going to do to ourselves when nobody else is involved, and it becomes a vicious cycle. And what that does is devalue our self-worth. It takes away, chips at our confidence. It erodes our beliefs and has so many other costs associated with that. So like, this is one of the most important things that I think for people, because you will just start to feel better about yourself when you start doing the things that you care about and that you say you're going to do, even the ones that you're doing closed doors behind when nobody's looking. Like, if you can start keeping your word to yourself, watch your confidence go up, watch your belief in yourself, watch like the things start to actually change, and you'll have a different relationship with yourself. And so that's an easy one to just start building. But what else is needed? The endurance. Like, obviously you have to have endurance to like sail across the ocean for fucking 3 months, right? And so like, take inventory. What would be the characteristics of the result, of the person that gets the result? And so whatever it is, if you are stumped here, here is a great solution for you. Go find somebody online, or if you know them, who has this thing, the 10 out of 10 marriage and relationship and passion, and they're just like fucking in love after 30 years. The person who has the 7-figure business, the person who's living that lifestyle and traveling that you want. Like, go ask them, or just take inventory of their characteristics from the outside without knowing them. Like, okay, what would be the characteristics of somebody who's traveling? Well, they're definitely courageous, they're spontaneous, they're resourceful. And by the way, people let money, the outside things get in the way. And it's actually, you can eliminate that completely by becoming resourceful. And so, again, don't let those outside circumstances, because there's a way that you could solve that within yourself to figure it out. I'm always mind blown at how like things will come together when I just commit, even when the outside circumstances, the money, the time, all those things don't make sense. And it doesn't seem like I'll be able to find a way, but God's created this world in a way that I think nobody really actually understands, that things will start to come together for you. But you got to be willing to let yourself go through that and find out that that is true for yourself. I know that to be true because I've done it so many times. And if you don't know that to be true, then you just haven't done it enough. You just don't actually believe, because you're waiting for it to show up without believing first. And you need to believe before it's going to show up. And so, looking and taking inventory, that's what needs to happen. Okay. And so, look, if you clear, okay, I'm fucking, I don't know, I'm just making something up, dishonest. I am really bad at keeping my word to myself, and I hate my job, and you want a new career. Okay, well, here's some things you need to start working on. Start saying this is something you're going to do every single morning, every single day. I don't know, make your bed. I don't know, wake up by a certain time. I don't know, go to the gym for literally an hour and then not cut it short. And then if you need some help, find somebody that can hold you accountable. Again, find people outside of you that can help you with this. Coaches are the best way. I mean, this is why Michael Jordan was why the best athletes have coaches. Why would they have coaches? Because they're looking for their blind spots and for somebody who could give them feedback and support them with making bigger breakthroughs and getting better at a quicker rate. Because doing it on our own, we just don't know what we don't know. And so that's why it usually takes people so long. I mean, like, it's just so common for people to think they're going to do, X result in a couple of years, and then they find out it takes 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And this is, by the way, super true for me too. So taking inventory of yourself and identifying the things that are needed from you. And then it's like, okay, well, what are the things that would force me? I'm loosely using that word, but kind of force me to build those characteristics in me. And so I'll give you a great example. For me, I struggled with keeping my word. I started things and I didn't stop. I was really bad at planning and having strategies. And I also just felt like I didn't believe in myself at a certain level. And so I was like, well, what would force me to instead be strategic and plan, become a finisher, be consistent, start to believe in myself, and among other things. And for me, this doesn't have to be for you, but I was like, I've always wanted to do a half Ironman and do endurance races, but like literally that's required to come across the finish line, right? Think about it. I have to have a plan where I'm like mapped out. I know what I'm doing for the next 4 months, 6 months, 6 days a week, consistent, showing up, not missing a workout, doing the workout in full integrity, keeping my word. When I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And guess what? There's a very literal finish line that must be crossed. So like how much better could it be than that? And so I'm not saying that that's what you need, but again, I'm inviting you to like, how do you think about this way? Because this has just supported me and in coaching so many others. I've seen people have breakthroughs with this and start getting different results that actually are in alignment with what they want. And so whatever it is on your treasure map, this is what needs to be done. Is you need to become who you need to become to cross that finish line, arrive at the X marks the spot where your treasure is, and you must be doing the things that are required to do them along the way to get there. You wouldn't expect to teleport overnight and just all of a sudden be at the X. So it's gonna take the doing. It's gonna take the work. It's for the Ironman. It's gonna take practicing. It's gonna take getting out there and running 3 days a week, swimming 2 times a week, 1 time a week, running, biking 2 times a week. It's gonna take you posting if you're needing to build a business and you want to do it through social media. It's going to take you posting literally tons of times. It's every day at the ocean. And it's going to take you digging for a while. And here's the thing. People usually like to stop before they get to their treasure, 3 feet from gold. Like they'll start digging and then they'll be like, I don't actually know if this is it or if this is what I really want. And this is why it's important to be totally authentic with yourself and get absolutely real and make sure that your desires are actually yours and not what somebody else has passed on to you or society or whatever has passed on to you or culture. Like there's a lot of that. There's definitely a lot of that. And I fell into that trap for a while. So you've got to get uber clear. Like, what is it? And like, I think the characteristics of the lifestyle would be really important. It's like living on purpose, feeling good, having fun, experiencing joy every moment that I wake up. And then there's like the things that I don't want to experience too, that I will then back into like, what's the positives? Like not having to wake up to an alarm clock. I sometimes will choose to just because I want to just wake up earlier and get a jump start. But like whatever those things are, and it's to not focus on the bad things and the wrong things, the things you don't want. It's like, okay, well, what's the opposite? What are the things that are needed? Because where our attention goes, that's where the energy flows. So becoming that person and then doing the task. And then, so this is important because like, the sidestep conversation, like if you want to become a better speaker, like there is no way for you to become a better speaker unless you start speaking in front of people. And so like, sure, you could sidestep it by, I don't know, doing something similar. I'm trying to think of like an example. And doing a talk in front of like people that you know or your stuffed animals or something. Like I guess that's probably one of the first things that I would do actually. But continuing to do that over and over without actually getting and like expecting to do a TED talk. It's like, no, you're going to need to start actually getting in front of random people and doing talks and start getting in front of small groups and talking. Like you can't sidestep from the thing that you must do that's that's on that pathway to that X. And so if you don't know what that is, then you're missing a belief and a trust and a confidence in that inner GPS to yourself. And that's really important. And so you must literally figure this out. And so however that looks, Like you just throw spaghetti at the wall until something sticks. It's going to take you a long time, by the way. There's a huge cost to that in time. Again, the fastest way that I've done is hire somebody. And by the way, I didn't have the money when I hired somebody. It was like a door open when I said yes, and I just was like, I'm going to figure it out. And I like started, let's use the example of I put money down on the program that I was planning on joining, and I didn't have all the money, by the way. Like things just came together in a supernatural way. And that's why I was talking about God's like law and how he's made the universe is like, there's so many things working outside that we can't see, but it requires a level of belief and then having the faith and taking the action and knowing that things are going to work out and then not backing out and giving up. And so this is why it's important to become the person we need to become. We've got to have the endurance. We got to see it through. We got to trust ourselves. We got to know that we could actually do it. And once you do that, you're going to find that just like I found, just like many other people that I found that I know that are successful with whatever they deem successful, from money to relationships to building business to being on purpose to having fun adventures, like doing whatever that is that they want every single day. Like this is the path. I've talked to so many people. And so I can confidently say that this is an important piece of the equation for you. So look, if you've made it this far, there's a possibility that I could help you. I'm not going to say I can because I don't know what you want. And I'll never take on somebody, no matter how much money they want to give me, unless I'm confident that I can help them achieve the result of what they want. And why would that be? Because my reputation's on the line, and that's more important to me than a quick buck. And so if you're stuck, you know what your ex is, maybe you don't know what your ex is. I think it could be worth a conversation, and I'm only opening this up for 3 people. And I've got this new thing that I'm working on right now, which is building the course. And so you potentially, if you book this and it makes sense on both parties, by the way, I'm not like a super hard sales guy at all. If you think it makes sense to work with me, and I think it makes sense to work with you because I believe that you could actually achieve these results, because again, my reputation's on the line, then I'm going to offer you something so incredible. And I want you to just see this, like whether you do this with me or with somebody else, like I highly recommend you invest in yourself. You build the skills, you go through programs, like do something that's going to up level you, because what you're going to see is a compounding effect. And you becoming better is the version of you that you must be that's in alignment with the results that you want. Because if you were the person you needed to be, you would already have those results. So people think it's different. It's like that outside thing happens and then I'll do this. No, you do this and then the outside, it's the output. So you got to put the work on ourselves and on our skills and who we are and the characteristics and who we're being, which I'm talking about, who you need to be to get this treasure. This is the thing that's going to help you get there. And so if you're interested, I literally am only going to open this up for 5 people to have the conversation with. I'm going on a hiatus vacation. You're not going to be able to talk to me for a while. I have a big project that I'm working on that I'm not allowed to talk about at this moment. And so I don't even know if I could help you at this very moment as this video is being recorded, depending on when you see this. But it is worth reaching out to me and seeing if I could help you, because I'm going to do this for a crazy, like, no-brainer offer. And even if it was $5,000, it's not, by the way, $5,000, and you could go from grandpa kisses that you're receiving or grandma kisses and being roommates with your spouse that you've been married to for a couple of years to all of a sudden rekindled passionate love, like fucking sex on fire again. And I know this because I've walked through this. I've had to figure this shit out on my own and with other people that I've hired. And so would that be worth it? To spend the rest of your life as freaking roommates? Live the rest of your life as status okay? Feeling off purpose, knowing you're meant for more, and that's okay. Like you wouldn't be here still listening to this conversation if you were okay with that. But I want people to also know that that's totally okay. And I think that's part of the journey. And that's what society has deemed as okay. But it's not. I'm going to be straight up with you. That's not okay for you to live your life like that. It is not okay to rob the people that you are here to meant to give and make a difference for and impact and take them through however you can best serve them, however best you can help them. However that looks, your business, your career, just by being a freaking shining lighthouse, just leading the way for others, inspiring and motivating them, showing them what's possible, and living life as beautifully and as a 10 out of 10 as you can, and reminding people that that's possible for them too. And so if you want to connect, send me a message, send me an email, depending on how you got here. You can find me on social media, send me a direct message, and let's just have a quick chat. Like, again, I'm not here to hard pressure you or sell you. If you're like not certain that you are like, yeah, I want to work with you because I know that I could have this result while working with you. Like, I'm over here on this side of the river and you're on that side of the river. And let's just make that up, with what you want. Like, let me come over there and help you build that bridge. Like, stop spinning and spending life on the isolated island by yourself. There's no reason to live like that anymore. Living in the world that we have with the technology and what's possible right now, people are making millions of dollars every day through social media and like posting. Like, it's wild. Like, whatever your thing is, the X, again, let's just talk about it. And whether I can help you or not, I'll point you in the right direction. You should fucking be taking action on it. Because guess what? What's coming down for the world is going to be world ending for some people, literally, and like, because of course the end of the world means new beginnings. And if people, like, if you're not who you need to be in this radical change that's on the horizon, and it's always on the horizon, by the way, but there's a big one coming. And I don't mean in a negative or scary way, but it's like, if you're not like who you need to be, you're gonna get fucking left behind, and it's gonna suck. And there's going to be some people that are going to quickly take charge of your life and the rest of society's. And if you're not outside that, good luck to you. Like, I mean that, like, with my heart, my mind, my body, and my soul. Like, I really wish you luck and I hope the best for you. But look, regardless, take action on it, whatever it looks like. Reaching out to me, go find somebody else that can help you. Make it happen. No more excuses. The only time is now. You've got the ability to make this happen. The only way to get to the other side is to just start. Take the leap. Jump out of the plane. Figure out the parachute on the way. Jump off the cliff. Like, you're going to be okay. You're gonna figure it out. This is the thing that I really want you to walk away with, is like, if you know what you want, and you know who you need to be, start doing the thing, start becoming who you need to be, and watch as that result ends up coming. It might be 2 years, might be 5 years, might be 3 weeks. I don't know. Depends on the thing, how far you are from it. Depends on where you are, where you want to go. Some treasures are on the other side of the world. Some are right in the backyard. So here's what you get to do. Take action. Send me a message. Let me know what you need help with, and let's chat. I'm sending you peace, I'm sending you love, and I'm sending you prosperity on your journey. You're never ending success. You're being successful, whether you know it or not. Might not feel like it, but you are. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.